Hey guys, Rob P here from Holder Clashers, bringing you a video on how to scout Town Hall 8 bases with an emphasis on hogs. So the first thing we're going to do when scouting a base is we're going to look for open areas that could contain Teslas or giant bombs. So right here, right here, right here, right here, and then also here and here, although those are weirder spots. So these four are definite spots, I would say. They're in between defenses, or they're in the core, so there's going to be something there. The one on the left, I would say is a spot because there's a hole in the base there, and so generally bad defenders will throw a trap in there, not realizing that it doesn't prevent the attacker from spawning troops there. So we can probably assume that there's some type of Tesla or giant bomb there. Also, over here looks like one because he put the two little walls there, and so that generally means that he tried to prevent someone from putting troops right there. So we can assume that that's a spot as well. I would make a guess that these core spots are Teslas because he has all of his defenses here inside the core. And so I assume that he's going to be rational and put the Teslas there, which means that any of these four spots could be a combination of Teslas or giant bombs. I would assume that this one is a giant bomb because most people don't throw their Teslas out like that. Most people will probably put their giant bomb there, if anything. You can put a barbarian there before you start with your actual raid to test that out. But it's not really necessary because your cogs are never really going to run into this. The next thing we want to look at is air defense coverage. And the reason why we want to look at this is because we want to see exposed point defense. What I mean by that is point defense that is not covered by the air defenses. And that allows you to make a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1 trade with loons on point defenses like archer towers and cannons to efficiently take out point defenses easily without your hogs. So if we check this archer tower here, let's mark this with a red pen, and this one over here are both considered exposed point defenses because, as you can tell, none of the air defenses cover them. So because of that, what you could do is you could throw in two loons here, and you could take both those out, and then your hogs wouldn't have to worry about them. Now, in my attack, which we will see later, I don't actually do this because I'm pretty sure I had a hog army already cooked. But on a tougher base, you definitely want to take advantage of everything the attacker gives you, and two exposed archer towers are definitely something to take advantage of. The next thing we want to do is we're going to take a look at killing the clan castle and luring the clan castle, which is an extremely important step in any hog raid. So first thing you want to do is check the clan castle radius. You're really looking for possibly an easy lure or a way to get a lot of value out of your lure. So one idea would be to send one hog through here, and the one hog would get the lure, especially if it's a dragon or a loon, and you would only expend one hog. But there are actually more efficient ways to do this. If you remember, there was a spot right here for possibly a giant bomb or a Tesla. So we can incorporate, either diffusing this bomb or exposing a Tesla through the lure. So what I do is I send 4 hogs on this archer tower, and they destroy the archer tower, then they path to this motor, and from this motor they path over here, which, and in this case it is a giant bomb, neutralizes the giant bomb. So with 4 hogs, I took out an archer tower, a motor, and neutralized this bomb, and lured the clan castle, which is a great value no matter what you're doing. The next thing we want to look at is where are we going to lure the clan castle to, and where are we going to kill it. So this actually is a point that many people overlook and can make a big difference in your CC kills, especially if you're struggling. So one rule of thumb is that you always want to try to kill the CC from the side that your hogs are deploying. So, for example, if I'm deploying hogs, on this cannon and archer tower, it's a good idea to kill right around in this area because your hogs protect your wizards and they can do some cleanup for you early on. It can save some time at the end of raids, especially if you're getting a few 90% 2 stars. However, if you get in a situation where you want to deploy in an area, and this base isn't a good example, but if you want to deploy in an area from where your hogs are coming, yet there's a motor or other point defenses really close to this area, and they're going to be shooting at your wizards or shooting at your barbarians, it's totally okay to move to a different side, sacrifice your wizards to the point defenses eventually, but get a clean CC kill, rather than attacking at a very bad angle and risking failing your CC kill. Because if you do fail your CC kill, your raid's over. The loon or the dragon is going to crush your hogs, and you're not going to have a chance. So make sure you get the CC kill right, and if it's possible, kill the CC in an area, from where your hogs are going to be deploying, so that they're safe from the latter part of the raid. And now we're going to check out the attack to see everything we've talked about in motion. So we see the hogs come in on the archer tower. They're going to take out the archer tower and then path straight to the mortar. Once they take out the mortar, they will path over to that cannon, which will reveal a giant bomb. So boom, we've lured, we've neutralized a giant bomb, and we've taken out 2 defenses. So from here, we're going to start the lure on this builder hut down here. Just dropping an anchor, pulling them over. This is a nice safe area because they're pretty much out of the range of the archer tower and the cannon. So place some archers, extra anchors. And then I start the barb trick. So 4 wizards, and then barb, 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 and the dragon goes down quick enough. Soon I'll be starting my attempted BK swap, but obviously it didn't go as planned, and I got impatient and released my hogs. So there the hogs go. 2-finger drop, spreading them out evenly. Placed my first heal over there. Placed a heal over there as well. That was a Tesla back there, and there was actually another Tesla there as well. So at that point I figured there's either a bomb by the wizard towers, or maybe a really bad one over by that elixir storage and in that hole. So place the poison down on the skellies, and place my last heal down over there just to help my hogs get through the last defenses. I've already started the wizard cleanups on the back side. As the hogs continue to make their way through the base, just got 1 archer tower left. Raid's pretty much over at this point. It's just cleanup time. So we'll fast forward through this, and we'll be moving on to the next base that I'm showing you shortly. So the next base we're going to be looking at is number 12 from a war against Islander Pride. We're going to get right into it and start with our scout. So the first thing you want to point out is that there is clearly a Tesla on this spot. Anytime you see that little space like that with the walls around it, that's almost 100% of the time going to be a Tesla. So we can pretty much just mark that off as a known quantity at this point. The other areas you want to focus on are this area over here by the archer tower, and this area here by the cannon. My guess would be that there's a Tesla here and a Tesla here because of the way it works out, because this allows him to have 2 sets of double giant bomb possibilities. Now obviously as a Town Hall 8, he's only going to have 1 double set and then 1 single set, but still we have to account for both, and we need to eliminate the pathing for both of these sets, because if our hogs do run to a double set, raid over. So we're actually going to continue with our scout before we get more into the double giant bombs and how to deal with them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the air defense and look at what it's covering. So one thing you should immediately notice is that it doesn't cover this cannon here. And because of that, we can send 2 loons on this cannon, and we can do a 2-for-1 trade. This is actually great because it eliminates the pathing to these bombs. If you send your hogs in from the south, they'll path completely around this bomb or double giant bomb, and you don't have to worry about pre-tripping or doing anything with them. So that's a really good trade-off for your loons. So continue with the scout. We will look at the CC next, and it's an easy barbler. Just if you throw a barb right in this hole here, we'll get the clan castle. But we really want to accomplish more. So so what we would do is we would take 4 hogs, send them on this archer tower. They would take out this archer tower, and then they would path either here or here, depending on if a Tesla pops there. But either way, they come across these bombs, or bomb, and you neutralize both bombs by doing this. So with 2 loons and 6 hogs, you've taken out every bomb possibility in the base. From there on, it's just smooth sailing with your hogs. So now let's clear all this off, and let's watch how I executed the raid. So just going to start off right off the bat, I did forget to put the loons on this cannon, or at least they were very late. So ideally you would not screw up like I did, and you would send the loons in. But anyway, so the hogs go in, and it sets off this bomb, and there's a Tesla there, just like I thought. So I dragged the CC over to this corner. If you notice, I could have dragged them over to where I'm going to deploy my hogs, but because of these point defenses so close, I figured it might as well be safe and drag them out over here. So I just drop an archer anchor, and drop another one. And the poison goes down, because I'd like to just take out the skellies and soften up the dragon for my wizards. Barbs go down, wizards go down, and I just start streaming barbs while the wizards and the poison takes care of the dragon. Barb King goes down. I sent him down to tank for my hogs. I wanted the cannon and the archer tower to shoot at my Barb King while I release the hogs. So here comes the hogs in a 4-finger drop. Again, I should have had the loons on this cannon, or else this little group of hogs to the left wouldn't have pathed there. But so the hogs are going to make their way through the base. This little group here is going to end up tracking back and taking out that double giant set, but I wouldn't have lost them at all had I been early with my loons. But from here on out, I mean, really no more bombs. This is smooth sailing for my hogs. I mean, they're standing in heals, they're taking out point defenses. I mean, just look how many hogs are left at this point, and look how little is left defense-wise. So they go down and take the archer tower, and from there it's just cleanup. King goes down, I got wizards all around, taking out the town hall, CC, and that's a job well done because of a good scout.